Okay, so here is a little whistle-stop tour of everything that you might need to know acting as support staff, helping students to evidence the right skills, especially focusing on when they're uploading their work experience evidence. So I'm now logged in as a member of staff at lsec, and I'm quickly going to show you how to find students. So it may be that you're booked in to see a student on a one-to-one basis. It may be that you're booked in to see a student because you know you're going to be working with a group of students at any particular time. So to do that, once you've logged in, make sure you're all members of staff, which you should be, and then you would click on admin. Once you've clicked on admin, this would be the screen that you see once this section loads. So if you know you're going to see a particular student, then you can simply type in their name into that section. Sorry, I went a bit quickly there, didn't I? If I go back again, once I've typed in the name and then the student appears on the right hand side here, if we scroll across we can see which year the student's in, if they've done their bio, if they've done their education, if they've done their employment section, if they've done their achievement section. So this student's quite good. Once we've picked badges, they're currently working on 7 and they've completed 7. They've uploaded 15 pieces of evidence. This student has uploaded 37 hours of work experience. So far. Now, if I want to click on that student and see more information, the type of content that she has evidence so far, you click on the student name and then it opens up in a new tab and it's a summary of her profile. So we can see what they've completed, the hours, the tags that they're associated to, so there are the classes and tags that the college has set up for her, and then all the skills that she's evidenced. So if I were to click on any one of these skills, it will take me to the evidence bank, and then also I can see her progression wheels. I can see certain areas of strengths and weaknesses that student's achieved evidenced so far. Her main goal is to be MP or translator. Excellent. Right, so if I click view profile, we can see what she's done. So first of all, it will load up her timeline. So this is just all the different posts that she's uploaded to her profile. So screenshots of particular things, politics, international. So maybe she needs to work on the spell check there. Translator. Job. So you'll see all the different pieces of content that she's uploading to her profile. The profiles are split up into these sections: bio, education, employment, achievements. Let's quickly whiz through those. And then all the different types of dynamic content in the form of blogs, photos, videos, documents would then appear here. So blogs could be in the form of reflections when she's been on work experience, photos, she's taken screenshots of some research she's done for a particular career that she wants to pursue, videos, documents, pretty straightforward. She can upload her personal statement to her profile, and she can work on a set of badges. So these are the badges that she's completed so far. So she's done her achievements badge, she's done a bio badge, digital media, e-research for your career badge, brilliant. Stage 1 employability bronze. So these are all the things that are automatically awarded to students provided they've uploaded evidence of skills in their profile. So once they tag certain skills, then they automatically get awarded the different employability awards or digital research awards, all the things that have been, the criteria basically set by lsec, and that's awarded automatically for students, and that goes in a data report to Anthony incrementally through the year. And then we've got her work experience folder down here as well. So we can click on work experience. Now work experience is a badge as well as a folder in its own right. In fact, if I just go back. So you can find work experience either in a badge or it has its own work experience section. So that's probably the easiest route to find it. So when you click on a student's profile, you can go to work experience and then click on the badge. And then everything that she's uploaded as part of this work experience folder will be here. So she's stated that it's at Bensham Manor School, and she's uploaded some evidence. You can see what she needed to do. So this is all the things she needed to do as part of this badge. She's uploaded a blog, which is a reflection day 1, and she's uploaded a couple of photos, hours at placement. So if we click on those, we can see the hours as well, see the evidence. So this is her book that's been signed by her employers, I should imagine, to prove that she's done it. So this, and she's tagged in attendance and punctuality. So that sounds quite reasonable. She's taken a photo of the school. Now then, if I know I've got a group of students that I'm going to see, I want to see how that class has done in terms of their work experience or whether they've uploaded certain skills to their profiles. I can view that on a group basis, so I'm just going to reset this table. And then the classes are all separated into tags. So, right, this is where I would have asked someone in the webinar, give me an example of a class. Let's think, what could I do? So, here we go. Just pick one of these at random. So the students within that class would appear on the right hand side here, so we can quickly see whether those students have achieved their bio, whether they've uploaded any content. So some students have uploaded some evidence so far. There's been no work experience hours collated as of yet in these students. If you want to make it a bit easier, what you can do is once you've selected the tag, you can go down to the bottom of the filter sections and click on badges, and then if we type in work experience, we can click work experience, and all the students then who have selected the work experience activated, or let's click on activated, the work experience folder in this class would appear. So no student has done that in that group. So that was a good example to show. But you can see how that would work then. So you can see, you can filter down the students. So you pick your class that you want to focus on, and you go down to badges, type in work experience. All the students who activated their work experience folder in that class would appear in the list. So if you've done that and no students appear, then you know that that group is a group that has yet to start to evidence any work experience on Cloodle. Alright, I'm going to show you a good example of work experience added by students. I'm going to go to a test student and show you some good examples of the type of work experience evidence you can upload to your profile. So once you're logged in as a student, this is the type of screen that a student would see, very similar to the one the staff sees. They can take an employee badge, they can build out the profile basics, complete skill badges, upload content to your profile, or record work, volunteering, or enrichment. So this is where the record experiences section is where students go to if they want to create a new entry for work experience, and they can keep adding to that work experience folder for the whole lifetime of their profile. So let's click on record experiences, and then obviously they've got 5 options now, so they can book onto an event that member of staff has created. At lsec, I know there's been a whole ream of employability events that have been added to students, and students are constantly booking on those. I'll show you just how to access those shortly. How students, if they were to click on work experience, and then if they've not yet activated it, on the right hand side where this says pending review, there would be an activation button. So the students would click the activation button, that then grabs that folder for them to start to add work to. They can add employer information by clicking Add Employer Info, and they can add information of where they're working, and that logs it for the college then. They don't have to do that if they don't want to. What they do need to do is click Add Work. So by adding work, you can add work in the form of blogs, photos, videos, and documents. Now, if I want to add a new piece of content to my work experience folder as a student, I can do that. I might want to take a photo and evidence something that I've done on work experience, or I might just want to talk about it, so I might want to do a reflection of what I've learned on day 1 or day 2 or day whatever. So once I've clicked on blog, I can stipulate how many hours this activity has lasted for, how long I've spent doing it, so it might be 1 hour, and then it could be then you simply talk about what you've learned or the different activities that you had to partake in on day 1. The key thing, the most important aspect of whenever students are uploading any content is they must click Add Skills. By clicking Add Skills, they can now tag in the relevant employability skill. Now, these skills are all match the lsec sort of the banding criteria for the stage 1, 2, 3, 4 bronze, silver, gold awards that students have to do. So every time students add evidence and tag in a particular skill, that's 1 extra point towards achieving bronze, silver, gold in that list that you saw before in the badges that get awarded to students. So this particular example might be a good example of written communication, or it could be an example of a teamwork that might be describing an activity they had to do whilst on work experience. Once they're happy with the post, then they'd click Publish, and then that piece of evidence would be listed as part of this work experience folder, and then would be under the blog section here. Some of the other things, so when Shaban was on work experience in a classroom as a teacher's assistant, these are some of the examples of content that he's uploaded to his profile. So he helps students in a classroom activity. He's helped to create some wall displays whilst on work experience as well. So, and if we were to click on that, would also read the description that is put with that. If he's put a description with the wall display. And this is the type of content you want students to do. They want to be evidence of the type of roles and responsibilities that they had whilst on work experience. Here we go. Here's the one with the description. So here's a wall display that he helped to create. This was with the Year 2 class. He taught pupils how to make snowflakes using scissors and folded paper. This is part of a pattern task. So that's the type of brief description that we're asking students to support their photographic evidence with. The key thing that is recorded, time management, creativity is part of this activity. So now let me go back to the staff profile. Now if I want to see all the students who've recorded work experience or have added who've activated their work experience folder, I can do that by going to admin, clicking on badges, and then I've already loaded this, so it will take less time because there's lots and lots of badges at lsec. So these are all the different badges at lsec. At the moment, it's a mixture of event badges as well as the skill badges that were already pre-created on Cloodle. So it's a very long list. Now, what Phil, our developer, is going to do by the end of this week is to filter these for you so that the event badges and the badges that have been created by staff at the college, mainly Anthony, would be on one section, and all the skill badges and all the pre-created badges that are listed by Cloodle would be on another filtered section, so you don't have to scroll through. At the moment, it's just listed alphabetically, so we're going to change that so it's much easier to access the different badges. So there'll be an event section and there'll be a badge section. At the moment, so these are all the different badges that students are working on. So you can see at the moment there's 73 students who've activated the bio badge, another 128 who've been awarded that, another 19 that it's been returned to the user to say that it's not sufficient, with an explanation. Same for enrichment, this is quite a lot there. Now let's go down to work experience. So let's click on work experience. Have I done that already? No. Let's open a new tab. Excellent. So on work, this is the work experience badge that's available for every single student at the college. If I click on see users, all the users who have activated the work experience badge would be listed here. You can get that in a report in the admin section as a tag, or you can just find the students who've uploaded any work experience by clicking on badges. Nope, not that. And all the students who have activated their work experience badge will appear in this list, and you can just keep going across to the students as they keep going. There'll be a lot of students in that list, obviously. I imagine the main focus for you guys, however, is to work with students on an individual basis. Again, you can tell me whether that's accurate or not when you jump onto the chat in just a second. And again, if to do that, you just simply click on any one of the students. So let's go to Daniela. Once you've typed in as their name or you've found that student, however you want to find it, and you probably bring up this page whilst you're talking with students so you can see, right, what have we done to your profile so far? So we've not added any hours of work experience. We've not actually tagged any skills, hence why the progression wheel is empty. So this is the type of information you need to feed back to students. They need to be tagging skills and adding evidence to their profile. Now it may be that when you click on her profile that she has added some content. So she's done her bio, she's done her education, and she's listed some previous employers, but she's not added any evidence in the form of skills, and she's not tagged any skills. So when she comes to print her CV or to share her profile, there'll be no evidence of the skills that she says she's got in her bio. The key thing, if you're just looking at this from a work experience point of view, is that they all need to have activated the work experience folder, and they needed to have added some content in the form of blogs, photos, videos and documents, and then they need to tag in the relevant employability skill that that particular thing that they're talking about or evidencing in through a photo is representative of. What kind of skill is it? Get them to think about those skills. They can go back and edit them as well. So if they've submitted a piece of evidence that you don't think is sufficient, they can go back and further add to it, enhance it and edit it. The good thing about when the students submit evidence through badges is they get feedback from us. So every time a student has, if we go back to the badges section, so every time a student has submitted a bio badge, or let's go to one that's already, so any one of these badges, for instance, so interpersonal skills, so 10 people have been awarded it, 4 people have had it returned, another 6 people have activated it and not done anything with it yet. So for the students, once they've tried to earn that badge, these are those students. Well, as soon as they've clicked submit, because they're happy with the evidence that they've uploaded to it, if it's not sufficient, then we will give them feedback on that. So we will look at the criteria of what they needed to have done. These are the example skills students needed to have uploaded. And if they haven't uploaded sufficient evidence, then we will give them feedback and some advice as to what they need to do. They'll receive that in the form of an email and a notification on Cloodle. And you'll see the students where they've had something returned to them. So so these have all had their badges returned to them with an explanation as to what they needed to do to then earn it. So the more students who upload skills through badges, the more feedback they're going to constantly get from either us or from whoever wants to mark it. Okay, I'll stop there because hopefully that's created some questions, and then I can talk to people through Intercom and help them out that way. So let me stop the recording.